two states making major changes to voting access. First, Florida, where the governor there signed a controversial voting bill into law live on Fox News just a few minutes ago. No other reporters let in the room, even though DeSantis said this whole thing is about democracy. And down in Texas, lawmakers are set to take up theirs, with protesters expected to gather at the Capitol. Sam Brock in Miami, Priscilla Thompson in Austin. Sam, we have to take a beat on that. The signing of this a spectacle. This is all about access and transparency, limiting both of them. And that's supposedly. And that's exactly what happened. You couldn't get in the room.
I am struck by how you characterized it for just that reason, Stephanie. And it's worth noting that the architects of this voting restrictions package, SB 90, never claimed that there actually were examples of widespread fraud in Florida. What they said was that they wanted to shore up confidence in the system and create transparency. And here we are on Thursday morning, and no one, with the exception of Fox and Friends, is being allowed into the room to witness a bill signing. Now, Stephanie, NBC News had reached out to Governor DeSantis' offices for days, trying to find out when this bill signing was going to take place, where it was going to be. We did not receive a response. It is also worth noting that within minutes of the bill actually being signed, we were told from his media line there would be no information provided on when it's going to happen, if there were going to be media outlets there, was there exclusivity being granted to Fox and Friends. So that's all the backstory. Then what's actually in the legislation? There's a number of items here that have voting rights groups very concerned. Let's start with mail-in ballots and boxes. There's restrictions on when people can actually access those boxes. Now it's only going to be early voting hours, and there has to be a person physically standing over the box when someone drops off their ballot. And if those conditions are not met, Stephanie, you could be looking at a civil penalty of $25,000. For those who also want to obtain a mail-in ballot, they now have to show their identification. That's something that did not exist until right now in 2021. There's also a requirement that third-party groups who are registering people to vote, if they don't hand all of those in, they could be charged $500 per registration that is not handed in. From the experts I spoke with, that could create a chilling effect. And in fact, there's already been a court case in Florida that was struck down with a very similar regulation of $100 if those registrations aren't sent in. These are all part and parcel of a larger bill, Stephanie, and concerns right now that there are going to be First and 14th Amendment violations, according to the group Democracy Docket. They have already filed a lawsuit in this case, that there are certain populations of people that are going to be more impacted by these rules than others. And just one last point here. In the state of Florida, for so long, it was Republican staff who were voting by mail, and Democrats who are voting in person. 2020 flipped that on its head for a couple of reasons. One, the pandemic, and two, because President Trump was trying to undermine the credibility of mail-in voting. And here we are today, and we see this bill passed, and obviously it's creating a lot of controversy.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.